Hey YouTube, thanks for tuning back in. Chase here. And this video is because all of our current banners are going away March 24th at noon Pacific Standard Time. Now, they haven't released any information, but I have a feeling that Square is probably going to put out our next banner the 24th. Although I don't think they usually drop it reset. We may have 4 hours. I think it's 4 hours. They usually drop at 8. We may have a couple hours with only the General Scout banner. But then again, it is their big money maker, so it'd be kind of weird if we didn't really have anything substantial to summon on, so hard to say. But anyway, because of these new banners coming up, and I think it's just going to be one, but I could be wrong, we might not follow JP exactly, because anybody that's paid attention to their timeline, they started in the summer, and they've gone through the fall already, and we're about coming up to where fall would be for them. I think we would be. We're on their September timeline, I think. They got holidays. They got Halloween units and things like that. They maybe even things from Dragon Quest X or something. There are some characters that I don't really recognize. Maybe it's just the names. Juliet or something, Santa Lawliet, I think is a Christmas thing. Anywho, we're almost definitely getting Dragon Quest 3 yet, but it could be, they could throw us for a loop. They could throw some 1 week or 2 week event at us. Anywho, new banners are coming, and a topic, question, complaint I see quite often on the Reddit, no matter how many times it's explained, talked about, discussed, is these rates suck. And well, they do and they don't. Here's the number one thing to remember. Because yes, the rates are low. And the pity system, I haven't really played a gacha with a pity system, but this is not a standard pity system from what I understand. Every 10 pulls guaranteeing an S rank, not the featured. It's still better than nothing. I played Dokkan Battle, very popular gacha from day one, or close enough. And the first full year, I believe, the rates were 3%, and there was nothing close to a pity system. It was just 3%. That's it. No other systems for the scouting. You just got it or you didn't. And all of those units are worthless now, for the most part. Anywho, the thing is, and some people don't want to hear this, and it may not make sense to some people, brand new gachas can't have high rates. And maybe somebody in the comments, please comment, like, subscribe. Tell me I'm an idiot. I'm a glutton for punishment, you know. Tell me how dumb I look. Anywho, new gachas can't have high rates, because otherwise you would just get all or most of the units, which is not as fun as a lot of people probably think. You want something to strive for. You know, you need to be excited when you get new gems or stones. It's gems in this game. You need something to be excited for when you log in. So anyway, let's just do some real quick math, and just to point out, just real simple. And I know that this is not the 100% proper way to do calculations, but I'm just going to do 3% a pull, and say it's it's 3% each. I'm going to say you've got a 30% chance for a multi. That's not always the correct probability statistics calculations, but we're just going to keep it simple, and I don't really know when those calculations apply. But I mean, if you do 1,000 scouts, if you do 10 multis, you should get, you know, it should average out to about 3 S ranks plus the pity. Anywho, so we're just going to go off 60,000 stones. Okay, 60,000 stones is 200 individual scouts. All right, I know that we get more than that, and I'm also going to, well, in reality, we'll say 66,000 stones for the reroll banner. I think that's actually still up. I haven't checked, but I've seen it referenced on the Reddit. I think it's still active for new players only. And we'll also go for the initial roll, the roll that you use when you start the game, Because if you're doing your best, if you're really trying to maximize your account, then you want to start with a roll that gives you at least 2 relevant S ranks. 3 is really tough. It just takes so much longer than the retry banner. The retry banner, you should definitely get 3 units, or at least like the 2 perfect ones that you want. So anyway, 200 scouts. Again, we'll say that every multi has a, or everything is a 3%, and we're not going to do correct probability calculations because I haven't had a math class in over a decade now. So anyway, that is times 0.03. Stupid mouse. Stupid me. Times 0.03 equals, that's 6. All right. Plus, if you do these on, if you're getting the pity stamp on these, that's 8 from your 60,000 stones. Okay. Now, you're also, let's count in the your initial roll, which should have at least 2 S ranks on it. There you go. That's 10. Plus your retry banner. That's 3. I've seen people get 4, even 5, but that's crazy. It's relatively easy to get 3 though. Okay. And then there's the beginner missions. There you go. Bam. Plus 1. All right. Completely free to play player within the first couple weeks, I think, of starting the game. And I don't think this is even relying on events or logins, at least not many of them. You have enough to get, on average, without good or bad luck. Again, yes, I know some people are going to get screwed. I'm going to have everybody whining, I did a 10 pull and all I got, or I did 10 pulls and all I got was the guaranteed. It happens. Well, there's also some jerk out there that got 7, and plus the pity stamp S rank. So, unfortunately, it averages out. Just try to tell yourself, I know this isn't how probability works, but if you got one really crap round of multis, you know what? You're due some good luck in the future. So just, keep on keeping on. So anyway, 14 S ranks there. And that's without any money. That's with just doing 2 full stamp cards. All right. There are 13 S ranks in the general summon pool. And we have had, let's see, Dragon Lord, True Form, Dragon Lord First Form, Queen Slime, I'm counting off here, Slaying Heart, Killing Machine. We've had, that's it. We've had 5 featured banner units so far. 18 S ranks in total. All right. Obviously, I'm not an idiot. I haven't forgotten. 14 S ranks pulled does not mean that you're guaranteed 14 unique S ranks. But for no money invested, you can pull 14 S ranks easily, with only part of the currency that you should have accrued by now. All right, this is my current box right here. I have put some money into the game. It's probably around 200. I didn't even care about Slaying Heart that much, but I kept hearing, oh, he's good in arena, and I'm weak, and I like summoning. So I went for him. That's where I spent most of my money, but other than that, it's the metal cards. I paid for the guaranteed S rank multi at the beginning of the game. So if you are willing to spend any money on this game, I'm fairly certain that's a good value, at least in the beginning. So there you go. You could have 15 S ranks for a very small investment. Also, we haven't even gotten attack points yet. I'll try to circle back to that. Anyway, 14 S ranks out of, with only a pool of 18 total available in the whole game right now. That's really not bad. If rates were, say, doubled 6%, which isn't even, I expect these rates to get higher. They're going to evolve as the game gets older. I mentioned playing Dokkan Battle before, 3% rates at the beginning. That game will be 6 years old on global in July. 4 years now, the rates have been at 10%. You get a guaranteed, in that game it's SSRs. You get a guaranteed SSR per multi, although a lot of them are garbage. There's coins. You get a certain amount of coins. So after, a buttload of summons, you can go to the coin store and get any unit that you want for the most part. It's much better now. But the game's 6 years old. It's got, hundreds of SSRs to go through, and only some of them are valuable for the most part. But anywho, right now the rates are actually better than you think. Because let's circle back around to those tact points. Without any real money spending, I get the metal cards every time. I think they're a fantastic value. You get, what is it? Each one of them 7,500 points. So I think you buy, I think it's always 3 for the price of 4 on those if you buy them in a pack. I think the first one was buy 2, get, I think you only had to buy 2. But anyway, I'm pretty sure I re-upped and I still got 4 for the price of 3. Anywho, you get, let me see, 30,000 tack points. That's 3 full multi-summons for, I think it comes out to the price of about it's 3,000 paid stones. So for one multi-summon, if you're using paid stones anyway, you get 3. It triples the value of your paid stones. So that's good. But even if you aren't paying for the metal cards, you get 5,000 tack points every week. That's half a multi every week. That's 2 free multis every month. All right. So you can very easily get, if you're good, if you have control, when you pay attention to what banners are coming up and you really, really want those, you can easily, day one, 2,000 points, 20 scout tickets on that banner. And then I think they all hang around for 4 weeks or more. You can very easily get 4 free multis that don't contribute to the stamp system, of course, on every banner for units that you really want, that you think are important. Yes, your chances of getting that unit are still very low. Lawliet the Third, great YouTuber, has helped me out a bit. Appreciate that guy. Check out Lawliet the Third if you haven't already. Made a far better video than this, explaining the rates and just general S rank and even A rank pulls. Puts a lot of numbers out there and talks about some of the things I am. Great video. Please check it out. Anywho, I got lost. Let's see. Sorry, YouTube, had to collect my thoughts there. I lost track. Again, I'm a big rambler. Anywho, let's circle back to, I think I brought up, what if the rate was 6% before? And the numbers don't change wildly from what I was talking about before, but going off our 60,000 stones in, general stamp summons, we've got 200 individual pulls at 6% will give us 12 S ranks, plus our 2 from the pity system. That's up to 14, plus we'll say 2 again for the initial re-rolling banner that you should be trying for, 3 from the retry, and 1 from the beginner missions. Now, I said 14 before with the 3% calculation, so if you're at 20 now, again, we've had 18 individual S ranks total come out on global. Now, to be fair in these calculations took the stamp system into effect, so you can't get every featured banner unit on this, but we're just looking at, on average, you would get about 20 S ranks. That is not crazy yet, but with some small amount of luck, you could have every unit in the general pool, at least 85-90% of them. Or sometimes games like this, it's more fun to get every unit, but honestly, a lot of the times it's good to get a couple of copies of the better units. You can only use 5 units at a time. But it's good to have the ones that you use as strong as they can possibly get. But anyway, that's not crazy. I'm not saying the game would die with 6% rates, but it gets you probably more than is really should be expected for a brand new gacha that came out just over 2 months ago. Now, I've mentioned this in another video most likely. I firmly believe that the 1 year anniversary in Japan will bring either rate changes or a change to the stamp system, or even, hopefully, at least, they change the trend of 1 featured unit S rank per banner. That isn't very fun to me. I'd like them to bring back older units in it. Although, if they did that, they would probably... It would kind of be lame if they didn't raise the rates on that, because, then you're looking at sharing the 3% rate between a featured and the other units on the banner. And then the general summon pool, their chances go down to, really small, which, although hopefully that by that point, you're probably not... You're going to have all or most of those. You're going to have a lot of them with Awakening copies in them, hopefully. So, anyway, I expect, and we'll find out in a couple of months. JP's 6 months ahead of us. In about 4 months, we're going to find out if I'm full of it or not. Anyway, there's no inside information here. I'm a nobody. I just like Dragon Quest. But I firmly believe that rates will go up. And the 1 year is just a point. Maybe it takes till the 2 year. But anywho, rates will go up eventually. Anywho, that brings me to another topic that I think is relevant. And it's something I've been playing around with. I only have 3 Iridescent Orbs so far. I don't have the last one from the mini medals, which would give me the 4th. You can only get, if you've done everything, if you started in the first event and got the Iridescent Orb from that and the one in the second event, you can only have 4 level 100 units right now. Even though I believe I mentioned already, I spent about 200 in this game on the tact points and whatnot, the metal cards. I'm not, until you guys make me a big legendary big league YouTuber, I'm not buying the 3,000 gem paid pack for the Iridescent Orb every month. That seems a little ridiculous to me. Now, I'm not upset that we can't get everything up to level 100 right away, although hopefully the pacing increases a little bit. I really hope that level 100s aren't a mostly pay-to-win feature, but I haven't checked that out in JP when we get more Iridescent Orbs. Anywho, thing is lately playing around with if you haven't been saving all of your gems, I've probably paid for about 2 more full stamp cards than everybody else right now about that. Maybe not, because a lot of that went to metal cards. Anyway, you're going to start getting a lot of copies or even fully awakening your A ranks. I've got a couple that are fully awakened. Everything is pretty high. There's one A rank that has avoided me, the Dragon Zombie, but I've never heard anybody even mention him, so he can't be any good. I'm kind of wondering if he's... I mean, it says he's in the game, but again, I have everything. He's just the only one that's avoided me. But anyway, I talked about him in my 999 damage video. Hellion is way better. At least, that mission isn't everything in the game, but he can drop things a lot faster than some of my S ranks. So anyway, I think when you're looking at them, comparing them level 90 to level 90 or level 80 to level 80 even, because getting 5 irises is still kind of tough, your A and B ranks can go toe-to-toe with, or in many situations outdo your S ranks when they are only 90 or 80, and especially when they don't have awakening copies in them. You can see how strong they are from the party meeting place thing in the swap shop, but that's full awakening at S5. That's really hard to do, next to impossible right now. So looking at this Royal Reptile, he's only going to gain like 10, 12 points in attack getting to level 90. Let's say he makes it all the way up to 300 attack. Now, he has better moves. All the S ranks have unique and higher potency moves, but just as far as stats, let's see. I've already talked about Hellion's just under 400. Let me see. I didn't realize until looking through this list, just before making this video, Gargoyle is crazy. He has 367 attack, and I'm sorry guys, I don't have the resources right now to level up an elemental attack on him, but I will try to soon. I'm fairly certain that he could beat some of the 999 damage missions. And again, if you don't have him fully awakened, you've just had a little bit of bad luck, or you're saving your stones. But you'll get him soon. I promise. I will make that a guarantee. You will max your B ranks after a couple of months, unless you're saving everything. But anywho, yeah, your A and B ranks, once they start getting fully awakened or even 2 or 3 copies, they're going toe to toe or beating these guys. If you ignore their movesets, which, you know, is a little stupid to say sometimes, they're just not that different. Especially, you know, the Green Dragon, the King Bubble Slime, the Pickle Slime, they're amazing. You know, they just don't have the same moves. But then again, in some of these longer events, you know, and he is level 100. Once they're level 100, they're clearly better for the most part, in general. But, you know, this guy, my White King has Kaswoosh, and that's amazing. But he can only use it for... Now, I was lucky enough to get a dupe. He gets some small... Although I don't believe it's every turn. He gets some sporadic MP regen, but he's got, let's see, 352 MP. And Kaswoosh costs 97. So he can get it off 3 times. With his regen, assuming he doesn't have just all the time in the world to sit in a corner, he's going to get off tops 4 Kaswoosh in a match. Now this guy, he's got... You know, his swoosh costs 24. And, let's see. His wisdom is 356. That's with a... I don't know. It's a little under 350. Sorry. It takes forever to load these things. But this guy's got a... Is his wisdom higher? 340 wisdom on him. 356. These weapons are... They're not exactly the same, but they're equivalent. They're both A ranks. Okay, see, that's what I'm talking about. Kaswoosh is clearly better here. But if you need longevity, if you need to, you know, if you're doing a 10-round fight and you need him to swoosh every turn, he's going to do just as well. And if you need the proper resistances, we already know this, but there's going to be fights where you can't use him and you can use Pickle Slime. So, anyway, if you are upset, salty, whatever, and I'm not making fun of you, dude, believe me, I throw temper tantrums when I pull dead multis too. I should get one every single time. Believe me, I have that attitude too. If you are upset that you are missing S ranks or copies in them, just remember your A and B ranks are good enough to clear all or most of the content in the game right now. In fact, I'm trying to use... Now, I think my Slion Heart would be a lot more useful. He definitely would be if he had a potential Orbum. I regret not being smart enough to hold on to one, although these guys are great. I can't say I was stupid to do it. I just wish I had held on to an Iridescent. But I'm trying to emulate Jax's and Perplatypus's free-to-play EX2 fight for the Slime Queen. And I just can't do it. I don't know if I'm having bad RNG or maybe I'm being an idiot. I put my mid-heal scroll on King She-Slime. So I've been trying to use her, him, Z, whatever, in place of the Metal Slime because I just didn't want to put resources into it when it seemed unnecessary. And I think maybe the agility difference is holding me back because he would go in the order before Meta Slime. Maybe that's it. But anywho, looking at my units, thinking of who I could replace doing this exact same or a similar strategy, I was having a little bit of luck replacing Drake Slime with a Slion Heart, but just in general, for this EX2 fight, the free-to-play team is the best, or at least close to it. And if you're considering S ranks without Iridescent Orbs, yeah, the free-to-play units are the best for the most part, at least, you know, from what I've seen. Again, people tell me I'm an idiot. Go ahead and, you know, I think comments help me out. Please go ahead and just call me an idiot. Tell me how stupid I look. Just comment. If you've got questions, I know I'm just a nobody, but if you have something that you'd like me to talk about, throw it out there. I don't have ideas, man. This is just, I think this is relevant because there's a new banner coming out in a couple days. But, you know, I'm just looking for things to talk about. Anywho, if you tuned in, seriously, thank you. At the moment, I'm at about... I think I covered everything. Sorry if I missed anything. Anyway, at the time, I've got 19 subscribers. Again, people will laugh at me. That's amazing to me. One of my videos, I think, has over 300 views right now. That's that was actually really quick. I'm super excited. Seriously, thank all of you for tuning in. So, if you can give me a like and subscribe, it helps me out a lot. It'll inspire me a lot to actually get better at this. Maybe the new videos won't suck. So anyway, I appreciate all of you, and I'll be back with more. Probably talk about these, the new event and banners. Other YouTubers have made great videos about it, but I'll talk about it once it actually comes out. So anyway, thanks again, guys. You have a great day. I'll see you again soon.